and welcome to Sustain, the podcast where we talk about sustaining open source for the long haul. Who are we? Where did it come from? Where we're going? Today, I'm really excited to have my guest on this program. We've had him on before, and he is a repeat guest, which I just said, I guess. Sorry about that, everyone. But he's on to talk with us about his repeat conference. So welcome, willkommen, Paul Berschick. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you. Yeah, fine.
Excellent. You're calling from Berlin, which is the home of FOSS Backstage. Now, FOSS Backstage happened last year, and we had a podcast room there, which was pretty fun. I was able to interview something like 10 people, and we had some mini podcasts come out of that. I wasn't actually there, so I'm hoping to be there this year. Tell me a bit more about what's happening at FOSS Backstage this year.
Yeah, sure. So FOSS Backstage basically is, well, the name describes what it is. It's about everything happening in FOSS, but not the coding bit. So we're looking at all the questions of compliance, of community management, sustainability, of course, on all the levels, really. Yeah, so that's what we do. We try to bring people together from as many different backgrounds as possible. So people from design backgrounds, as well as people from very corporate backgrounds, people from community projects, and so on, all the foundations. We try to gather as many people as possible, get as many perspectives as possible. Because what we realized and what was the initial idea behind the conference was everyone in this environment faces the same challenges. And the idea is to bring people together, talk about those challenges, talk about their best practices and so on, and have a good time and connect.
What date will this be this year?
It will be in March 13th and 14th.
And that's in Berlin, correct?
And it is in Berlin and online as well. So we try to go hybrid, even though I'm not a fan of the term. So we'll live stream both our stages that we'll have on site. And we will also have a third stage, which is purely online, running in parallel, basically.
Is this your third year or fourth year?
Well, it's the fourth conference, but it's the fifth year. So we skipped 1 year.
Cool. Nice. Tell me about some of the speakers that you have on that you're pretty excited about.
I'm very excited about many. So we have, for example, you might know that the city of Munich has an interesting story to tell about free and open source software. And for a bit more than a year now, they have a new head of like digitalization and so on, Laura Donheim. And she will be our keynote on the first day. So that's pretty exciting. Then we'll have people from the corporate world. For example, there will be Wolfgang Gehring from Mercedes-Benz. So this will be quite cool. But there's now a thing in Germany called the Sovereign Tech Fund, which is quite exciting. So like a state-funded program to help support the basic infrastructure. Because as you will know, people tend to focus on, okay, let's fund this cool innovation. But they basically go on the, okay, let's fund maintenance in quotation marks. So they are there to speak about it. So yeah, those are some of the highlights. There's much more.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Kathleen has done a great job and the whole team with the Sovereign Tech Fund. So it's cool to see that having been moved forward. I know you're going to have podcast rooms. How many podcast hosts are you having on board?
So you're one of those, obviously. And I'm speaking to a couple more, but the commitment of the time and work, I'm not sure if there will be many more on. So, but we have you and hopefully in person. I mean, last year we had a fun setup with you being on a little screen there on the table, which was good, I think. I enjoyed it, but would be fun to have you there in person.
It's not just about me. Listeners, if you're in the area, if you're in Berlin, or if maybe there's a virtual session we could try and figure out too, feel free to sign up for a small podcast, and we're going to report out and learn about the state of Sustain, the state of open source at the moment. Paul, anything that people should know? Is there a registration deadline? How do people get accommodation? All the other sort of stuff.
I would recommend booking your accommodation, especially as soon as possible. Prices are going up the closer you come to the main event. But in general, there is no registration deadline that we set. But I'm happy to tell everyone that at least for the on-site bit, I think we will be booked out. So the sooner you book, the better. And also in terms of travel and sustainability in an environmental way, we have a cooperation with the German train provider for fixed price tickets, basically, that you can book if you're coming to FOSS Backstage. So, but you learn more about this, I think, on our website, and also during the ticket booking process, there's a link with all the details.
Awesome. Super cool. Where should people go? What website is it?
It is foss-backstage.de.
Cool. FOSS-backstage.de. Super cool. And you're on Twitter, Mastodon, all the things?
We are on all of those places.
Cool. And LinkedIn as well. Paul, this has been great. Thanks for the little teaser. Looking forward to it. And I think that's pretty much it. Bish Speja. See you there. It should be fun.
Yeah, see you there.